times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? When times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me, oh, oh. Carry me, oh. Yeah. Carry me, oh. Ooh, carry me, oh. Carry me, oh. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me, oh, oh. Carry me, oh. Carry me, oh. Carry me, oh. Oh, you carry me, oh.
Won't you carry me home? Times get hard and I
Carry me.
won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
You're faithful to find me. Your presence is my lifeline. And when it feels like I am sinking, you catch me at the right time. Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me, oh, oh. You carry me, carry me, carry me, carry me.
Guilt and shame, I'm in chains. I just really wanna change. Deep inside me there's a pain. I wanna call upon your name, but if I do it, am I fake? When I made the same mistake that I always make, Lord, I know that I fail, but your love, your grace, they always prevail. Carry me, cause I'm weak, set me free, yeah, oh.
Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? When times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? When times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your foot footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. Oh, oh. Carry me. Yeah. Carry me. Ooh, carry me. Carry me up. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. Oh, oh. Carry me up. Carry me up. Carry me up. Oh, you carry me up. Carry me. You're faithful to find me. Your presence is my lifeline. And when it feels like I am sinking, you catch me at the right time. Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. Oh, oh. You carry me. Carry me. Carry me. Carry me.
Guilt and shame, I'm in chains. I just really wanna change. Deep inside me, there's a pain. I wanna call upon your name, but if I do it, am I fake? When I made the same mistake that I always make, Lord, I know that I fail, but your love, your grace, they always prevail. Carry me, cause I'm weak, set me free, yeah, oh.
Oh Lord, won't you carry me home when times get hard and I feel alone? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home when times get hard and I feel alone? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. Oh, oh. Carry me. Yeah. this is my lifeline. And when it feels like I am sinking, you catch me at the right time. Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. Oh.
Guilt and shame, I'm in chains. I just really wanna change. Deep inside me there's a pain. I wanna call upon your name, but if I do it, am I fake? When I made the same mistake that I always make, Lord, I know that I fail, but your love, your grace, they always prevail. Carry me, cause I'm weak, set me free, yeah.
Times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? When times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the...
Hello guys, can you hear me? Are we all good? Oh, okay. Something interesting is going on. My face is recorded half an hour ago, but that's not my actual face. Let's try this. Okay. Technical difficulties, stand by. Hello, how are we doing? That might be a little bit better. Can we see me? Can we hear me? Am I coming through loud and clear? How strange. Nice. Okay, great to see you all. I hope we're doing well. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's crazy that we're coming up to the summer holidays soon. It doesn't feel that way. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, some of you have been in and out of school, as far as I understand. Others of you haven't forgotten what work looks like, or maybe you never even knew. But some of you guys, I have no idea what the summer's going to look like, especially in comparison to what you've just had. But hey, I hope you've all had interesting weeks, regardless. And yeah, it's good to see you. Shall we start with a bit of a game? Should we start tonight with a bit of a game? I think so. How about we play a good old-fashioned game of Would You Rather? So, you know the rules. It's a would you rather question. You've got two options, A or B. And if you're up for A, if you think A, stick A in the chat. And if you're up for B, put B in the chat. Do we get this? I hope we get this. Well, how about we start with something simple? Let's go for something like, would you rather be able to change all the laws in the UK one time to whatever you see fit, you know, and you have to abide by them, by the way. Everyone has to abide by them, so you can completely reshape all laws, as A, or B, you personally are exempt to all laws. So A, change all laws once, or B, you don't have to abide by any laws. Stick it in the chat now. A or B? Would you rather A or B? Ooh. This is where the delay is a bit lame because I have to wait for you guys to actually just put in some stuff. Ooh, already. Lord Sapphire says A. EC Project says B. We've got a disagreement going through. Ooh, some people B. Ooh, some people saying A is a bit too stressful. I don't want the responsibility of making all those laws. Some people are saying B. Oh, okay, interesting. Although it seems like B is just about more popular. So maybe at the moment, looks like B is winning. Oh, and then at the last moment, I think we're 3 for 3. We may have to call this one a draw. Well, anyway, if anyone wants to explain their reasoning as we go on, by the way, please feel free to do so in the chat. You can have a little debate, you know, you can message people afterwards and abuse them for disagreeing with you. That's not true, don't do that. Interesting, people can just change the rules back. Yeah, but if it's the perfect way, if you've created the perfect society, maybe people won't want to change back. Anyway, okay, next would you rather. Are you ready? Would you rather have to hear everyone's thoughts all the time, let's say within a 20 meters distance, like fairly loudly, like talking volume, so be able to hear everyone's thoughts, or go completely deaf? Okay, so A, would you rather hear everyone's thoughts on top of your normal hearing, although it might get a bit deafening sometimes if you're in a public space, or B, go completely deaf? A, hear people's thoughts, B, go completely deaf. Would you rather? What do you think? A or B? Ooh, and again, straight away, A, B. Some people say, yeah, I think it'd be so cool to hear people's thoughts. Other people going, yo, I do not want to go to a public place where there's hundreds of people and just be like, yeah. That'd be pretty crazy. So far, it's one on one. What do you think? A, read people's thoughts. B, go completely deaf. Oh, Ollie's made a great point of actually you'd probably be able to hear people's nightmares. You're sleeping and you're like hearing people's dreams or their nightmares. Oh my gosh. If you're in a hotel, can you imagine the dreams? That would be very crazy. Man. But then again, being deaf wouldn't be so great. Hey, let's do some more. Would you rather? Tricky. Okay. Would you rather know the history of every object you touch, or know the history of every human you touch? Okay, so let's say you touch the sofa, you would know every bum that has ever been on you. Okay, everyone who's ever picked their nose and wiped that bogey on you. But if you're a human, you touch that person and you would know everything about them, every thought they've ever had, every idea, every emotion. That could be scary. That could be pretty dangerous, you know? Maybe you couldn't trust people anymore. Maybe you wouldn't even do conversation. You just rely on those little touches to just tell you everything about them and then go around. I don't need to hear anything else from them. I don't know. I think it would be a bit isolating. Speaking of isolating, you wouldn't be able to sleep unless you're isolated, says David. It's a fair point. All right, bit of a mix again for this one. Okay. Keep the ideas coming through, keep the thoughts coming through. Let's do a couple more. Ooh. Okay. Would you rather know the exact moment of your own death, but be unable to change it? So actually, you don't know when it's going to come, you just know what it's going to look like. Okay. Or would you rather know the year of your death, but be unable to change it? So would you rather know what your death looks like? So let's say you're going to be hit by a bus. Or would you rather know the year that you're going to die? 2021. That'd be pretty scary to know you had a year left to live. Or maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it'd be freeing. Maybe you could do all the things you've always wanted to do. Put it in the chat. A or B? Would you rather A or B? What do we think? Another mixed review. Another mixed review. I don't really know what I choose for this one. It's kind of, I mean, you have to choose one. You can't go neither. I think I might maybe want to know the year of my death. I feel like if I knew the moment, I'd like be terrified of, you know, bees if I got stung to death or something like that. I'm trying to think. It's tricky. Ollie, B because I'm loyal to B. Captain B over here. Oh, okay. Again, I'm rating the amount of disagreement here. I'm rating the amount of friendly dispute. That's okay. That's good. All right. Let's maybe do one more. Let's get a really good one from my infinite list of would you rather questions. All right. Would you rather just have the life you have now, okay, just who you are, the life you have now, or start life over at age, let's say any age you want under the age of 10, okay, but keep all of your current knowledge. So you could just go back to being an 8-year-old, but suddenly it would be like you're a genius 8-year-old and you know everything. And weirdly, you seem to know things about the future. And what the heck are you talking about? A global pandemic? Don't be ridiculous. You're only an 8-year-old. You don't know what you're talking about. A, keep on living, normal life you've got. B, you go back to being, let's say, an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old or whatever you want to be. Keep all your current knowledge. What do we think? Lord Sapphire says B. Easy Project says A. Okay, again, some disagreements. Oh, what do you think? What's your reasoning? What do you think? I think it's a tricky one, you know. I think it'd be quite tempting to go back and that, but then again, it'd be weird because you'd have to like remake all of those friends that you've made. And what if it would go differently in the future? It's weird. Imagine seeing your mate and being like, hey, and they're like, I don't know you. And you have to reinvent that friendship from the ground up. But then your frame of reference is stuff that hasn't happened yet. And maybe they'll end up hating you because you're too pushy or something. I don't know, that would be scary, man. Ollie says my sister would be older and stronger than me. No, that's not how it works. You'd go back into your 8-year-old self, your brain. Yeah, so you almost travel back in time, and you'd be there. Like it wouldn't be like you would just turn into an 8-year-old, because everyone would be like, "Whoa, where's Ollie? Who's this 8-year-old kid?" That would be weird. But okay, even though it might be depressing, David says B. Huh. Now I'm with you there. It might be tricky, and I think it might be hard, but it could be an interesting adventure, you know. No, okay. Ollie's back to B again. Team B. He loves it. He loves it. Hey, oh, go on then. Let's do one more. Let's do one more before we get stuck into the word. Go on then. Just because it's an absolute classic. Would you rather... Oh, no, actually, we can't do that. We've done that way too many times. How about... Okay. Here's a bit of a dangerous one. Would you rather go to jail for 4 years for something you didn't do, or get away with something horrible you did, but always live in fear of being caught? So would you rather go to jail for 4 years for something you didn't do, so framed for a crime you didn't commit, 4 years, or get away with something horrible, but live for the rest of your life in fear of being caught? You know, let's say you accidentally killed someone. and then you have to constantly live in fear that someone will find out. Would you want to live like that, or would you go to jail for 4 years for something you didn't do? Wow, a lot of people well up for going to jail. Almost unanimous A so far. Yeah. To be fair, I think I'd kind of agree with you. Maybe that's not as hard as I thought. I think living a life of fear is probably worse than living 4 years isolated like that. I mean, hey, we're living 1 year isolated, so okay, I think it's probably a little bit better than prison. You may not think so. You may be like, no, my house is a prison. My mum doesn't let me go out, and I just eat gruel all day, and I get told what to do. And I can sue the courts if I get proof that I was innocent and get lots of money. Nice. Respect. Oh, man. Okay. Any final thoughts on those? Stick it in the chat. Otherwise, I think it'd be really cool to open up the word of the Lord. So, grab your Bibles, if you dare, and open up Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes is in the Old Testament. It's one of the wisdom books of the Bible. You may not have heard of it before. That's because we don't often look at it, because it uses a lot of strange terms. It talks in very general terms, and it's quite weird. It's quite weird and wonderful, as we're going to find out as we look even at just the first few lines of Ecclesiastes. So find that in your biblioteca, and we'll get cracking, and that would be amazing. But as we're finding that, let me just ask you a question. And that question is, what do you think makes you you? Like, what makes you you? You know? Like, you've got the philosophical kind of thing of like, are we just meat and electricity? You know, clever monkeys? Are we just these sort of fleshy robots, just, you know, predicted to do certain things over and over again? I don't know, maybe. But are we more than just stuff? Like, do we have a soul? Like Phil was asking last week, I think it was something like, if almost all of our cells have regenerated from when we were 6 and replaced themselves, are we the same person as our 6-year-old self? I guess maybe it depends on if our brains have been transported back in time. But anyway, yeah, what makes you you? Are you just your brain? Are you just your body? Are you your soul? What are you? Tricky. And even then, like, if your brain, if you're in a car accident and you get brain damage or Alzheimer's, or if there's some trauma in your life and your whole brain is rewired, are you still the same person anymore? All these kind of questions. I don't know if you ever think about this stuff. We could probably think about this stuff until we have an existential crisis. But probably most of you guys aren't thinking those kind of higher thoughts so often, as much as you are thinking just, well, what, not just what makes me me, but what gives my life meaning, you know? Like, what makes me special? We probably think things like that every now and then. So let's go. To answer that, we're going to look at the book of Ecclesiastes. It's a book of writing from a guy who doubts God, and he questions his place in the world, and he wonders whether there's any value or worth found in this life. And I know from your questions last week, and just from talking to you guys over lockdown, that these are questions that we've all been asking in some form. Now, the book of Ecclesiastes starts with this writer, a guy who very humbly calls himself the master teacher. Okay? I'm thinking of adopting a title myself. What do you think? Pete, the master teacher? Anyway, the master teacher starts Ecclesiastes by saying, meaningless, meaningless, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. That is a strong opener, okay? That's a good way to start a book. But then he goes on. All things are wearisome, more than the eye can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fill of hearing. What was then shall be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new. It was here already, long ago. It was gone before our time. No one remembers the former generations. And even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. So, As you can already tell, this is a pretty feel-good read, you know, everything's meaningless, nothing is new. When was the last time you read that in a self-help book? I mean, this is not very... You probably wouldn't hear this on TikTok, I'm not going to lie. But the master teacher is just getting started. If we go down a little bit further, we see, then I applied myself to the understanding of wisdom and also madness and folly. But I learned that this too was a chasing after the wind. Of making many books, there is no end. And much study wearies the body. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen to you students out there? Come on. Verse 16. For the wise, like the fool, will not be long remembered. The days have already come when both will be forgotten. Like the fool, the wise too must die. If you're worried about failing exams right now, maybe that is a comfort to you. But maybe if you are worried about passing exams right now, that's uncomfortable. But what's he saying here? He's saying wisdom is better than the alternative, of course, but wisdom won't save you. You know, knowledge can't stop death, and it will never be able to. More on that later. But it's not just that our wise bodies are one day going to decay. It's that everything of us will one day pass away. Like even the memory of us. Do we get this? You know, he continues, in this meaningless life of mine, I have seen both of these, the righteous perishing in their righteousness and the wicked living long in their wickedness. And if, it's as if he's saying sort of, you know, you think you're going to live longer, have a better life by being good? Because sometimes really good people die young. And evil men live to a ripe old age, you know. It doesn't seem to be this sort of cause and effect justice in this world. Do we feel this, you know? Sometimes the bad guys win. Why does God allow suffering in the world? Do we feel this? It sometimes seems so random and unfair. Why did so-and-so die of coronavirus, but so-and-so got better? Do we feel this in us, you know? And actually, in Sunday school, you know, in school, in the media, in other parts of our life, some of you have been told the conventional wisdom, you know, about how the world works, or maybe even about how God works, like A plus B equals C. Work hard enough and you will get this. Pray hard enough and you'll get this. But Ecclesiastes is for those of you who have played the game by the rules and still lost. This is wisdom after wisdom. This is when you go through suffering and come out the other side. But the master teacher still isn't finished. So we've read about knowledge and goodness, but in fact, the final truth that the master teacher wants to teach us is about wealth and fame and meaning in its true sense. I've seen another evil under the sun, and it weighs heavily on mankind. Some people are given wealth, possessions, and acclaim so they lack nothing that their hearts desire. But they're not granted the ability to enjoy them, and eventually strangers enjoy them instead. This too is meaningless, a grievous evil. Grievous Evil, by the way, is the name of my new metal band. Check us out on SoundCloud. I'm playing the bass guitar. That's not true. But what is a grievous evil? Like not just evil, but grievous evil. The teacher says it's to be surrounded by goodness, but unable to enjoy it. That's like a would you rather, you know? To be surrounded by goodness, but be unable to access it and enjoy it. Like, can you imagine living... Just imagine this, living in a nation that had more wealth and opportunity and technology and entertainment and luxuries than any other in history, and yet people are more stressed, more anxious, more filled with despair, more filled with self-doubt than ever before. Can you imagine living in a society like that? I think we can, you know? Isn't it strange that we've almost got so much in this society, more than we could have ever dreamed of hundreds of years ago? And actually, people seem less and less happy the more and more we technologically advance, the more stuff we get. They did a study several years ago to see the happiest nation. And you know where it was? It was the nation of Bhutan. I bet none of us have even heard of Bhutan. Bhutan is this tiny country. They're super poor. They are They have so much need, but you know what? These guys are so family oriented in their culture. They ban outside advertisements, so no product placement, desiring them to just buy and amass and build up and that kind of stuff, to just strive for meaningless stuff. And they're happy, despite poverty, despite suffering, despite even wars with neighboring countries. They're just at the top of the happiness scale. Meanwhile, the Western countries, US, UK, you can bet, we are lower down. We're far lower down. So it's crazy that this wisdom was written 3,000 years ago. You know, nothing is new under the sun. This is still relevant to us today. And so I want to ask us, in light of Ecclesiastes, what can we do to overcome this affliction? You know, our inability to ever be fully satisfied by striving and achieving and building and growing. These are all good things. But, you know, we've been shaped in school, haven't we? You know, where we learn the same stuff in the same way as 20 other people. And all throughout this time, we're told over and over, the only way to get ahead in life is to stand out and be better than the other guy. But we know that's not true, is it? You know, because let's say you get the job, get the spouse, get the 2.5 kids and the car and the house and that kind of stuff. Have your parents got probably some of that stuff? Do they just stop? You know, do you know anyone that just reaches nirvana and then just checks out of life? No, we find something else to stress about and to strive for and achieve. You know, even relationships don't last forever. People will die, and ultimately everyone who's ever known us will disappear too. I know this is pretty feel-good stuff. We will get to something feel-good, but we're not done yet. We need to go down more. We need to go deeper. You know, there is that saying, isn't there, that everything dies twice. Do we know that? It's like once when your heart stops beating, and once when someone mentions your name for the last time. And actually, I think if there is no God, if we're just purely physical creatures, that's probably kind of true. And actually, before Corona, I used to go into schools quite a lot, and I used to ask would you rathers as a bit of an opener. I used to enjoy doing that just to start off a session. And I used to regularly ask, okay, would you rather, I'll tell you what, I'll ask you guys one more just to check if you're still awake. Okay, remember, A and B in the chat. Would you rather shout every other word you say, or have to only say 10 words every day? So A, shout every other word. B, only be able to say 10 words in a day. Stick it in the chat. A, you have to shout at the top of your lungs every other word, or B, only be able to say 10 words a day. I have a feeling like some of our extroverts wouldn't mind shouting at the top of our lungs. Some of our introverts are like, you know, I'm kind of cool. I'm just going to choose my words really carefully. Already, a lot of people saying B. Huh, interesting. No one for A, no one feels just like, hello, my name is Peter. That would be an interesting way of speaking. Okay, wow, all B's. Interesting. Anyway, in schools, when I do Would You Rathers, one of the questions I like to ask sometimes is, would you rather die loved but instantly forgotten, or die hated but remembered forever? So would you rather die loved by a few people that care about you and know you, but then forgot as soon as you die, really? Or hated but remembered forever, infamous, you know? And actually, it's almost, you end up knowing who the Christians are, or who the people who believe in a God are, because almost always they'll go, well, obviously the first one, you know? But almost always the people that are the staunch atheists will go, well, obviously the second one, because, you know, if people don't know who you are, if you're forgotten, then that's it, isn't it? You know? And actually in this society, to be famous or even infamous is what immortality really looks like, you know? Some of these celebrities that die, they live on in our hearts. That's the idea, isn't it? What are we saying? Oh, okay. Well, Adam at least says Oh, some people are saying A. Some people are saying B. Interesting. Anyway, we know, don't we? If we're honest with ourselves, that we don't like to think about this kind of stuff, but nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And here we go. In the original Hebrew that Ecclesiastes was written in, I love this fact. I love this fact, and it's a fun one to throw out to people. The word meaningless here in Ecclesiastes that you see over and over again is the word chevel. Everybody say chevel. More phlegm. Say chevel. Chevel. It'll do. It'll do. Thank you for covering your screens in spit. And this word is literally translated not as meaningless, but vapor. If I had one of those little spray bottles, I'd spray one of those right now. Vapor. And so do you see this image that is being painted by the master teacher? It's that all the things we chase after, wisdom, success, money, relationships, it's not that they have no meaning in our lives, because obviously we put a lot of meaning into that stuff. It's that the meaning that they do have will pass away like vapor, chasing after the wind. That's what he says. And it's that everything we chase will ultimately slip through our fingers like smoke. And so let me ask you, as we slowly move out of lockdown, do you know what you're chasing after? And do you know whether it will last or whether it will slip through your fingers like smoke? Not just last for a few years, but last for eternity. Are you building on a solid rock? I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to say it again. Nothing in this life lasts. Let me just remind you of some facts. It's estimated in under 150 years that will be the last time that anyone ever thinks or speaks of us. If we're somehow still remembered, then there's a not insignificant chance that the human race is going to go extinct in the next 300 years. And if we somehow cure death and disease in our lifetimes, then the earth will still die in 1 billion years, the sun in 5 billion years. One day every star will die, all energy will wind down, and eventually there'll be nothing left in the universe. And so the fate of everything is pretty much sealed. And you might rightly ask at this point, okay, well, Pete, what the heck does last? What does have purpose in this so-called meaningless, vaporous life? Well, in the final chapter of Ecclesiastes, once he's gone through every aspect of life, the master teacher turns his crosshairs on something else. He's gone through everything to give us meaning or significance, and he realizes self-given value isn't value at all. It has to come from someone who has the right to judge, from someone who has the ability to ascribe value, to give value. And suddenly, in these final lines, the book takes on a sense of certainty for the first time. It's like suddenly, you're grasping in the dark and you grab hold of something solid. And that's this image. We've got a solid rock to build our life on. And he says, now all has been heard, and here is the conclusion of the matter. Honor God and become like him. This is our purpose. He is the one who set all things in motion, and he is the one who judges all things. So that's how it ends. Abrupt, right? Honor God and become more like him. This is our purpose. And this was written 3,000 years ago. But I just want to end on that simple truth. I want to pray that as we go out of lockdown, that would be our ruler, our measuring line. That we would measure what our goals are for the future, not on how much money is it going to make me, how happy am I going to be in the short term, It's in doing this thing, am I honoring God? Am I bringing about agape love? Am I becoming more like Jesus, more like God in human form? Am I being that to my neighbors, to those around me? And I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray, and then I'm going to leave a bit of silence, actually, because I think it'd be really amazing just in the season as we're going out of almost the school term into the summer, and then potentially out of lockdown as things relax more and more, just to be thinking about, what are my goals now? What do I want to do with this newfound freedom? Hey, I'm allowed to go to McDonald's. What am I going to do with that? I'm allowed to go to my friend's house. What am I going to do with that? And so I'm going to pray, and I'm going to leave a bit of space. And in that silence, I just want us to lift up and hold out our futures to God and just ask him, what do you want to say to me? Just think of different elements of what's going to happen in the next few months and say, God, what do you have to say to me about that? What do you want to do in that situation? So I'm going to pray. Father God, thank you so much that you are a solid rock in this world where everything is crumbling, everything is vaporous, everything is passing away. Thank you that you will never pass away. Thank you that you will never change. Thank you that you are always with us. Thank you that you are eternal. Thank you that you love us eternally, and there's nothing we could ever do to make you love us less. And in that knowledge, we want to be grounded, Lord. In that knowledge, we want to have a bedrock and a solid rock that we can stand on. Lord, you're the king of our hearts. You're the king of our lives. We want to put you on the throne of our hearts. We don't want to take ownership off you. We want to say it's yours because you made it and you gave it to us. So we want to give it back. God, we think now of our futures, the next few weeks, the next few days, the next few months. And we want to give it all to you and say, have your way. Come, Lord Jesus, have your way. Amen. I hope you did some good business with Jesus, because he wants to do business with us. And don't let that little snippet be the end of it. If you feel like God is speaking to you about the future, or if you feel like he's really not and you need some guidance, keep coming to him in prayer, keep coming to him in worship, keep speaking to him. I promise you, he will speak back. And if there's anything in this difficult season coming ahead that you're not sure about and you want to chat to someone about, I'm always around, the leader's always around. We're always up for a chat. That's good too. We've got to stick together, especially when the ground underneath us seems so unsteady. Remember to be standing on that solid rock. Absolutely. So, before we go, I just want to give us all a friendly reminder that Youth Camp 2020 is starting in under 2 weeks' time. In fact, just over 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks and 2 days. Not all of you have signed up yet, from who I can see, at least in the chat, but get signed up. It's going to be £3. It's going to be very exciting. And actually, I might play you the promo. I might play you the video again, just as a reminder of what you can look forward to. So, enjoy. Hey guys, I'm here in the trailer to tell you that Youth Camp 2020 is back on the menu. Sure, we can't stay intense, but that's not going to stop us from having an exciting week of on and offline events with our Wycliffe Youth family that are going to capture the spirit of Youth Camp. So get this, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, it's our evening celebrations. Expect ridiculous games, incredible times of spirit-filled teaching, and even silent disco worship. look forward to that. Then Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoons, we've got interactive workshops looking at 4 of the biggest issues there is. If you care about justice, or if you're figuring out how to adapt to change, you don't want to miss these. Then throughout the week, we're going to be having punchy and practical sessions on and offline with our friends in Tent Times. We're going to be running competitions and challenges, and hopefully, government guidelines willing, we'll be meeting up for smaller scale stuff in public too. So get excited, sign up with the link in the bio before the closing date, and have a whole bunch of youth camp swag delivered to your door. See you in 4 weeks for Camp 20. Don't you just hate the sound of your own voice? Sometimes you're like, oh God. And I'm like, oh man, I really need a haircut. You look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh man. I mean, I hope I'm not the only one who hasn't made it to a hairdresser yet, but I might actually be. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of identity, speaking of meaning, it's crazy. People seeing me now who haven't seen me since before, a year ago, and they're like, what the heck, you've got a beard? I'm like, I've always had a beard. Oh wait, no, it's just been a year and a half. Weird, right? So strange to think how people see us, what our identities are based on, what our meaning comes from in this life. But we're getting off topic. Youth Camp 2020. It's going to be very amazing. At the end of this live stream, I'm going to post the link in the chat if you haven't signed up yet. And also, you know what? Stick in the chat the thing you are most excited for Youth Camp. I want to see what you guys are really looking forward to. I want to major on the stuff that you guys are really excited for. So, yeah, stick that in the chat. I want to know what you guys are most excited for Youth Camp. And also, do we have any prayer requests? Are there any things that you're struggling with right now, or that you're really excited about right now, or that you just want to say to God, have your way, like we were just praying? If there's anything like that that you'd like us to pray for as Wycliffe Youth right now, stick it in the chat. Although I'm kind of aware that then I've just asked for both of those things. Hopefully we won't get too confused, but look at the plant! Make some noise for this plant! The Thursday Cell meme, if you're not Thursday Cell, you don't stand bad luck. What's the... Ollie's like, I like that. It's like, what's the thing you're most excited for about Youth Camp? Ollie's like, Youth Camp. That's good. It's very general. To be fair, Sam also says everything, so... Well, even after we end live stream, you can continue to send through some of the stuff you're excited for. That's okay. It doesn't look like there are any other prayer requests. So let me end with what's called a benediction. And benediction isn't anything to do with a guy called Benedict. It's basically just a blessing that you say as you go. But yeah, I'm going to make the benediction the last thing I do. So before I do that, reminder, the link's going to be in the chat. Reminder, love you guys. See you Sunday for church, and then who knows? But God bless you. God bless you. God keep you. God make his face to shine upon you. May you not grasp hold of vapor. May you grasp hold of something solid. May you stand on a solid rock, the firm foundation that is Jesus. Grace and peace.
You're faithful to find me. Your presence is my lifeline. And when it feels like I am sinking, you catch me at the right time. Oh, and I need you. You're the peace inside when I can't reach you. Oh, and your footsteps carry my heart. We're never apart. I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me I call on your name. I need to see your face again. Won't fall in the pain. You carry me over.
Guilt and shame, I'm in chains. I just really wanna change. Deep inside me there's a pain. I wanna call upon your name, but if I do it, am I fake? When I made the same mistake that I always make, Lord, I know that I fell, but your love, your grace, they always prevail. Carry me, cause I'm weak, set me free, yeah.
Times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home? Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? When times get hard and I feel alone. Oh Lord, won't you carry me home? Won't you carry me home?
Oh.